Hi team, I'm Pedro da Silva, working on the first organization's user journey for auto migration, which you can also think about this as a scheduled migration where users might opt out. So I'm gonna walk through some of the updates to this user journey. You can find information at the top of the journey map that talks about the scenario and the customer segment that we're highlighting here. Most of this is I've already described is assumptive and low confidence. We do have a bunch of insights that I added on this row that help us anchor the opportunities that we have here and also how people might feel across each step and also what are the moments that matter. So before in the first revision, I only filled out the stages and the steps. I included the team's feedback and reviewed this to include more things and clarify. And today I started to flesh out the moments that matter, who's involved, the handoffs, tools, insights, and opportunities. And so I think the most important parts here that maybe will drive most of the discussion is the opportunities that we can see to improve the product or the service so that people have a best experience throughout this process because it's definitely, especially for the situation where today in the first cohort that we're going to migrate, where we're talking about dormant users with top level groups in the free tier, the capabilities that we're going to provide them in the first launch of organizations are going to be so minimal that they might not even see any benefits. And so that's why most of the emotions throughout the user journey flowed between neutral and kind of more frustrated or anxious or confused because this is something that we're doing on their behalf. And again, there's not a lot of things that they're going to gain, if anything, that they're going to gain from organizations for this first cohort. So please take a look, as also Will mentioned and asked in some of the steps here. We are looking at this journey a little bit broader. So some of these situations and the steps that they're going to go through really also depend on how we're going to define this first cohort. If it's going to be just individuals with no other members in the group, are we also targeting dormant teams? So it might include a few things, and as I can see here, I tried to highlight these with these stickies, saying that probably this step is not applicable for first cohort, or even this one as well, getting more insight. So bear that in mind as you go through this. What I would like your feedback on is primarily the opportunities, but feel free to add more things and review the other parts of the user journey. Based on this, my next step is to define a forward-looking experience, what the ideal experience might look like based on these opportunities, so that we can actually make things a little bit more delightful for them throughout all of this. Thank you so much for your time, and go team.